What up? Pink Lady T-Birds just happened to be watching some of my shit. Now, I had no intention of doing a video. And I promise y'all, I've been buying clothes, I've been buying wigs. I'm going back to being me in 2023. But the reason why I'm doing this video right now is because I feel like I'm one of the people that were openly vocal about my mental illness. I feel like I was vocally open about my anxiety disorder. And then after my father passed, I felt like I was very vocally open about my depression. And I was not planning on doing a video. I wasn't planning on doing none of that. As you can see, I just finished my dinner. This is my busy season. This is my busy season. I'm finishing up the Christmas orders. I still got people locally that are placing Christmas orders, but I didn't got on the cute hat. This is my dad's hat, by the way. It's so ugly, but I love it so much. The reason why I decided to make a video about this, because I am somebody who has been very vocal about my mental illness and my depression and my anxiety and my diagnosis and medications and why I didn't take medication and medications I've tried. I've been very vocal about that. And the reason why I decided that I wanted to talk about it for a little bit was because I'm on Facebook and people are just yelling out, "Oh, mental illness is real, y'all." On YouTube, on Facebook, and it's a bunch of people that have never spoken about mental illness. And that's the stigma. How many people are saying mental illness is real, but never admitted they had mental illness, or maybe don't? So I'm here to say this. I'm going to do a couple cases. Number one, we did not have this conversation when Naomi Judd took her own life. Now, of course, she was a white woman, not a black man. We did not have that conversation. And the reason why we did not have that conversation, because we may have had speculation, but it did not jump out the window day one immediately. She committed suicide. I feel like this is being sensationalized. I feel like the fact that that is the main line. I'm just thinking about people that committed suicide and how many people that was the main headline, death by suicide, and how many people that even if they did take their own lives, we didn't know that immediately. We didn't know that about Robin Williams immediately. We didn't know about Naomi Judd, which is probably the closest celebrity recently to that. We didn't know Naomi Judd took her own life. We had speculations, but it was not confirmed. We didn't know Naomi Judd took her own life immediately. We didn't know Robin Williams took his life immediately. To add, I don't want to say insult to injury, I have somebody that's an associate of mine who recently committed suicide maybe like 10 days ago. And even then, and he was in his 30s, even then, we weren't sure he committed suicide because that wasn't to the forefront of the conversation. You let people grieve first. You let people's family grieve first before you put in the forefront they took their own lives, because that's difficult. Before this man took his life, I had a brother of my friend take his own life about 6 months before that. Thank you, alive. But the problem is, and the reason why I want to speak on that is because it is important for mental illness to be discussed, and especially because these last two situations I talked about, where somebody took their life 10 days before that and somebody a few months before that, were Black men. And as people of color, period, because we're always held to the standard of what the norm is, you suck it up, suck it up, suck it up, which is not healthy. And that's why I said, especially in Black men, trauma is not discussed, mental illness is not discussed. I don't know how many of y'all seen my last video where I was so upset and I was telling the side true story, but I was saying like this man has just gone off the rail and even she deserved better. Another Black man that really needed help with mental illness. I really believe he has some issues that he need some help, but that's not the help that they get. The help the Black men get is get up off your ass, get a job, do this and this and this and this. It's never, or maybe you need to go to therapy, maybe you need to be medicated instead of self-medicating. But the point I'm making is this. The reason why I decided to make this video is because I've been very vocal about my mental illness on this channel. Even though my channel is pretty much defunct, I've made it very clear that I had mental illness. Because number one, you need to have a support system, and your support system cannot be the old guard telling you, well, you a Black man or you a Black woman or whatever your situation is, they tell you, you all right, just suck it up. If you know something is wrong with you, nobody don't know something. Nobody knows anything is wrong with you before you do. So if you know something is wrong with you, you need to reach out. You need to make it aware. You need to tell your support system that you feel like something is wrong with you. And if they don't believe you, then you go make your own doctor's appointments and everything. You tell your doctor. You let somebody know something, you're not feeling stable or you're not feeling right. That's number one. Number two, we as people of color, and I know I ain't speaking to everybody when I say this, we as people of color, yes, everybody is a person of color. I'm not excluding you white people. I'm not. But I'm specifically talking to people of color right here. We have had to assimilate, maybe not be ourselves, maybe been molded into something, and you have to be so strong. It's the reason why homophobia runs rapid. I'm talking Black now. It's the reason why homophobia runs rampant in the Black community. It's the reason why people don't go seek help for mental health in the Black community. Your ancestors went to slavery. They did this and this and this and this. Be a man, be a woman, suck it up. And some of that PTS and anxiety and depression is homegrown. Because that's what you was told when something little was wrong. Imagine you being the person, not in my case, but imagine you being the person told that because you was molested, you was bullied, You got beat up severely. Imagine you being the person who did that in the 90s when you saw crack, when you was basically out here in World War III. They don't want to tell you that. But you was out here at war just like a soldier. You done seen your friends get killed right in front of you. You out here doing gunshots. You got PTSD. But that doesn't count. Except it does. And you have PTSD and stress and developmental issues from that. Just like anybody else. Lastly, I want to address, look under the surface and pay attention. And pay attention. Especially if it's somebody close to you. Because as a celebrity, I know Twitch just posted a video dancing with his girlfriend like everything was all cool 24 hours before he took his life. I know we all felt like Robin Williams was cool because he was such a jokester. When you have anxiety and depression, as I do, and that's why I'm making this video, you become an expert at hiding that shit. What's on the outside ain't always on the inside. And that's why everybody is not going to be as forward as I am. Like, oh, I've been depressed for 2 years, so I look like this on camera every day when I used to be done. And I hardly ever look like that anymore. Well, I told y'all why. Eventually. But would y'all have known that if I would have still been up here Jimmi Pynk with costumes and wigs and lashes and all this? No. I didn't have the energy to hide that. But imagine being a celebrity where you have to really, for real, and that's your life, to be in front of a camera. I mean, truth be told, I know y'all have heard about YouTubers taking their own life. And you thought they was good. If it's somebody in your life and something don't seem right, pay attention. Because something don't seem right for a reason. And everybody always says they have no idea. Hints are always left. And we know that now, even from celebrities. You listen to old Kurt Cobain. You listen to old Phyllis Hyman. You listen to old Amy Winehouse, even though she didn't take her life intentionally. You listen to these. I'm sure you can go through some of my videos and be like, damn, she just said some shit that, she all right? I'm sure if you went back to my catalog, y'all would hear that. Because it's a mask that you're healthy. It's not, if you feel like that, nobody is happy for 3 weeks and one day something happened and they kill themselves. It doesn't happen. They have been unhappy and miserable and something has been wrong for a long time. Nobody kills themselves over something that happened yesterday. Oh, you might think that. They may have left a note and said, oh, I broke up with my girlfriend and she don't want me no more, so I killed myself. No. Why is that the only thing that ties you to life? It's been a pattern for a while. So I'm going to end this video saying this. Check on your people. Life is short. Don't hold grudges. Reach out to people. Make sure people is okay. And if you are seeing something in somebody that it don't seem just quite right, make sure you acknowledge that. Excuse me. I can't speak on any of these people in the last 6 months, two of which that I actually knew personally, and then Twitch. I can't, or I'll say four. I can't even talk about Naomi Judd. I can't speak on what made these people take their lives, but I know mentally they weren't healthy, because a mentally healthy person doesn't do that. None of these people were terminally ill. So it wasn't a case of I'm going to take my life in my own hands before I get to this point that we know of. None of these people were terminally ill. They were like, I'm going to just take my life into my own hands. It's not a Dr. Kevorkian situation. I don't want to say it's right, but I would get that. I would get somebody being terminally ill. Like, I don't even want to go through the pain and going through all of this. I get that. I'm not saying it's right, but I would get that. But without that, and it's not an accidental, like Prince and Michael Jackson were accidental overdoses. Like, I just, for somebody to get to the point that really just says, I don't want to live here anymore, the world's a fucked up place these days. And mental illness is actually like way worse than it's ever been, because it's so much going on. But in order for you to really say, and I will say that, even though I don't believe that's right either, without it being like, what's a terminal illness? I'm up out of here in a minute anyway. Why even go through the suffering? You just choose. These are 40-year-old people in their 30s. Naomi Judd, top of your game. You was about to win like a Lifetime Achievement Award at the Grand Ole Opry. That would just take your life. That's not normal. And there's been signs that people were not paying attention to. There were signs leading up to this. So please pay attention to your loved ones. Check in on your loved ones. I just really made this video because I was really tired of people at Facebook saying like, oh, mental health is real. And I'm like, is it? Because I never seen you say a damn word about mental health. And to equate it with like queerness, I'm not trying to out nobody. It's not nobody's business if you have a mental health issue or not. But as someone who has been very, very open about theirs, I wanted to be the person that was very, very open about this. So take that for what it's worth. Thank you for watching, and keep it crazy. Deuces. And Merry Christmas and Happy New Year. I might be back before that, but in case I'm not, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Winter Solstice, Happy New Year. Deuces.